Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ruxin Sports. This is week 7 of the NFL coming up. So we're going to be recapping week 6. If you guys have not seen any of my channels, this channel specifically is about the NFL, NBA, sports in general, maybe some college basketball, college football, stuff like that. So far, we've mostly been focusing on the NFL weeks, making picks for all the spreads, and reviewing what happened over the past months or past weeks or whatever. So if you guys want to check out some previous videos, like my predictions for the season, see how bad I'm doing, I think we're going to do a mid-season check-in. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments, where we see how bad some of my like Falcons 12 wins is not looking great. I mean, they did win this week, so that's good. But stuff like that. So we might review that. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Here we go. Let's check out. I'm really small right now. Oh, wow. I just got a lot bigger. Live editing. Okay, here we go. First game. I mean, this was such a weird week in general. Like at some points I was like, oh, I did terrible. At some points I'm like, oh, I did pretty good. The first game, I mean, the Giants coming out and just dominating the Eagles. I was thinking this is going to be a rough week. Eagles looked awful. I mean, you got Dart and Scattaboo out there, you know, they're the weirdest combo of they're just like two frat guys just running around, you know, headbutting people and getting pumped and like high-fiving refs when they're like doing this, you know, Jackson Dart, if you guys saw that. Baffling. The Eagles, you guys were my rock, my pick, and now 2 weeks in a row you guys have gotten, I mean, completely dominated this week. I know they didn't have Jalen Carter, but like still, it's the Giants. Like, well, you got to figure this out. The offense for the Eagles, well, we're not going to get into it too much. We'll talk about them more later. But Giants, I'm definitely going to have to consider them a little bit of a different tier of team now, because they looked pretty awesome on that Thursday game. Then we have the London game. Speaking of looking awesome, never mind. Nobody looked awesome in this game. I didn't really get to watch a ton of it because it's like Sunday morning. I'm at church and stuff like that. So I watched the very beginning. I had Justin Fields on 2 fantasy teams. And like, look, I know the Broncos have a good defense, but literally he's got to do something. Like they've got to have somebody get points, right? Never mind. They had 11 points. So they didn't actually get any points. It was 3 field goals and a safety. He had 47 passing yards and like 31 rushing yards. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting Jets performance. I did hit it correctly because my logic was it's London. They're always super weird games, which I was correct. It was super weird games. 7.5 is a lot of points to beat somebody by overseas, you know, that early in the morning. Like, you know, I know they acclimate and go there early, but it's still kind of a weird time. I guess technically it's later for them, but it's just like weird because, you know, it's like early on their time, but then they moved on over to London. So I just thought it was too many points for that. And I honestly don't even know if I picked it right because the Jets were so pathetic. The Broncos were just worse. I still don't think Bo Nix is that good. Cool. We got that right. Colts and Cardinals. I don't know how we missed this. As soon as they ruled out Kyler Murray, I'm like, look, I don't think the Cardinals are good anyway, but now they have Jacoby Brissett, who is a fine backup, but he's not a great quarterback. And they're at the Colts, who are rolling. How is this a shootout? It was back and forth the entire game. The Colts defense, is it good? Or maybe they were just taking them. I mean, it would be easy to take the Cardinals, who have lost 3 in a row, and they have a backup quarterback, and they're like the 4th string running back or whatever they're on. It'd be easy to take them lightly, but giving up 27 points, I don't know how that happened. I still wouldn't have picked the Cardinals. I feel like, I know it would have been the right pick, but it wouldn't feel right because how do you have 27 points? I mean, I would have expected that if I picked them. I would have expected 14 at the most. And they're like, the Colts are definitely going to score 21. So I still feel okay about our pick there, though, even though we missed it. Steelers, Browns. This was like one of the most not in doubt picks the entire time. 23-9, the Browns could not score. I mean, the entire time. Obviously, they ended up with 9 points. But the Steelers didn't even like have a massive game. I think the Browns defense is still pretty good. But it was pretty much in control the entire time. At home, Browns, they have, what's his name? Dylan Gabriel playing quarterback. I mean, who knows how long he's going to be playing because he isn't really that awesome. Shedeur is like the big thing. That'll be interesting when that happens, but I can't imagine him being that great. But I mean, what is the upside of playing Dylan Gabriel? I don't really know. I guess you don't have to play Shedeur, but the problem is then you don't play Shedeur and then he's in the news. So I don't know. It'll be exciting when they actually finally do play him because I do think he is better than Dylan Gabriel. And the Steelers are still rolling. I mean, 4-1, that division's awful. Everybody's losing every week except them. So Steelers were not even minus to win the division until this week, I think. Now they're like minus 130 or something like that. But they were plus 135 before this week, and the Ravens have completely crumbled. So looks like a strong chance that they're going to win the division just by default because no one else is good. Then another shootout, the Cowboys-Panthers. I was slightly worried about the Panthers at home because last time we picked against them at home, it was the Falcons and 30-0. Well, this wasn't 30-0, but they did put up 30 again. The Panthers at home, I mean, I've hated on them, in previous videos. They're not any good. They're terrible. They're a legit team at home. I've got to start considering them. When they are in Carolina, this team can score points. This team is pretty decent overall. Like, they're 3 wins already, 3-3. Very solid. I mean, I thought the Cowboys would have enough scoring. Problem is their defense is just so bad. But I thought they would be able to outscore them enough, but the 3.5, probably that hook should have deterred me away. I mean, they lost the game outright anyway, but the Panthers, I mean, back and forth scorings, touchdowns each way. Pretty good game overall. I don't feel horrible about picking the Cowboys, but I'm definitely going to reconsider how I'm picking the Panthers. I'm considering them a terrible team. Now, I think they're more of an average team in the same caliber as the Dallas Cowboys, who are just okay. Seattle and Jacksonville. Whoever the guy with the Seattle comment last week was like, no, we're definitely winning this game. Well, he was definitely right about that. I just can't pick Jacksonville. Every time I pick Jacksonville, first of all, I didn't pick them the first, how many weeks? 5 weeks of the season. I missed them so many times because they went 4-2. I finally gave in. I said, look, they're at home. It's a noon game. Seattle's got to come all the way across the country and play at noon for them, which is 10 a.m. Actually 9 a.m. for a West Coast team. So it's super early game. It's hot outside probably. They're not okay, I'm getting called. I'm always getting called by Chelsea in the middle of these non-edited videos. I was wrong. Jacksonville looked awful, and I can't get it right. I cannot get it right. Jacksonville is killing me. Okay. I don't even know. I still have no idea how to pick them. Rams and Ravens, way lower scoring than I was expecting. The Ravens defense kind of showed up, only gave up 17 points. Puka did get hurt, which is a huge bummer if you have him in fantasy. Huge bummer if you're on the Rams in any way, like the division, etc. Or just a huge bummer for football. In general, way too many injuries this year. It's just terrible. Everybody's getting hurt. All these running backs are hurt. Wide receivers are hurt. There are a few quarterbacks hurt, but not as many quarterbacks, I would say. I mean, Burrow's out, but not as many quarterback injuries, but still, in general, just the injuries in general across the board are way, way too high. Sad to see. It is a violent sport, but it's sad when all the best players are not playing. But 17-3, we still did nail it at 17. I mean, if they told me they scored 17 and they're going to cover 7.5, I wouldn't have believed you. I mean, the Ravens are awful right now. Awful right now. Chargers, Dolphins. I was not on the Chargers. They're a great team. They did win. I wasn't on them because 4.5 is a lot in Miami when the Chargers are so banged up, missing like all their linemen. They're on their third string running back. Quentin Johnston was out this week. Like everybody was out for the Chargers. So that's why I stuck with the Dolphins. And the Dolphins somehow, they scored 27. They're 1-5, but they can put up points. Like they are not in the same caliber badness as the Titans and the Jets and stuff like that. I think that they are still a little bit better than that. Scoring 27 is a pretty decent amount of points in an NFL game. And so I don't think they're as bad as some of the other 1-win, 0-win teams, but they are still not great. Patriots and Saints, this close to covering this. I didn't get to watch this one, but I heard that there was a lot of questionable calls in here. And the Saints were still in the game. The Patriots are low-key kind of killing it right now. I thought 3.5 in New Orleans. I'm like, they just came off a huge win. Maybe it's going to be a letdown game. I was wrong. The Patriots still pulled off a win. There was that whole weird situation in halftime I did see where they like score a touchdown and then they didn't put the points up and then they went for 2 and they still said the same score and they thought it was a touchdown 2 point. It's very confusing. I don't know what was going on there. But basically the Patriots were just better than the Saints, and they are better than the Saints. 4-2. They actually are tied for the division lead. Kind of insane. So when they play they already beat the Bills, so they're in first. So that second game is going to be very interesting. New England Patriots. I picked up Drake May for one fantasy team this week. He's been playing really well. And speaking of playing well, Cam Ward. Okay, he hasn't been playing well. The Titans have been playing awful. They did win last week, dumbest win of the year. That win will not be topped by anyone the entire year because of how dumb it was, how lucky it was. And they didn't follow it up with a big performance. They played the Raiders, who suck. They are 1-4 and got dominated. It was 20-3. They scored a backdoor touchdown. They even almost had 2 backdoor touchdowns to cover, which I would have been so mad if that had happened. But the Raiders, take care of business. Geno's still not looking great. This was a 50-50 pick. People were on the Titans. I don't know why you'd ever be on the Titans. Side note, they did fire their coach this week, so no more Brian Callahan. I don't like to get super excited when people like lose their job or whatever, but the guy was not good. He was not doing a great job. I mean, he seemed like a good guy and everything, but I think it's time that they moved on. So that's probably a good sign for the Titans, maybe to move on in a better direction. Problem is, they just make bad decisions, so they'll hire somebody else terrible next. I hope not. I'm holding out hope that we hire somebody good, but it's looking pretty bleak in Tennessee. We are not super happy with the team. 49ers and Bucks. At this point, I'm just picking Baker Mayfield. I don't care how many players are hurt. Their entire wide receiver core is hurt. Their starting running back, Bucky's hurt. It doesn't matter. Just pick Baker Mayfield. The dude is a magician. He's amazing. That was one of the best plays I've seen all season. He's had like 5 of these. On that 3rd and 14 where he had 2 guys sacking him, he somehow ducks through them. He stiff arms another guy. He trucks through another guy, dives with one hand, gets the first down on 3rd down at 14. Like, he's so good. He is amazing to watch. He's so much fun. Number one, like, must-see TV, in my opinion, for NFL players right now. Just absolutely so much fun to watch. So I got to keep picking the Bucks. They're 5-1 now. Our Falcons pick's not looking too good thanks to Baker. I'm so mad at myself. I didn't pick the Bucks because I'm like, everybody's going to pick the Bucks, you know, and they might have a letdown. No, I was wrong. They're having less than a letdown. They're better than last year. I wish I had picked Tampa for 12 wins instead of Atlanta. I think I have them for 11 wins, so it's not like I disrespected them or something, but okay, Bengals and Packers. This was just 14.5, which is too many points in this game. The Packers have honestly looked a little shaky in a lot of these games. 3-1-1, but I mean, being in the game with the Bengals, Joe Flacco would literally be on the team for 6 days. I was surprised at how close it was. I mean, they were kind of in charge the entire game, but 14.5 point spread, and it was 18-24 at one point. I'm like, are they going to lose this? So they didn't lose, obviously. So keep an eye on the Packers. Not sure. I don't think the Bengals are doing anything this year. Joe Flacco's a little better than Browning, but he's still 40 years old. He's still Joe Flacco. So I don't think there's much coming there. All right. At this point, I was killing it. I was 7-5, and then the wheels fell off. Sunday night shows up. I had the Lions because I'm like, look, the Lions, they're a good team. I know the Chiefs were going to be 2-4 if they lost, which seems like absolutely ridiculous. But I just thought the Lions were better. I think the Chiefs are still like legit. This first place schedule has been brutal for them. They're 3-3. I still think they're one of the best teams in the NFL. They're getting all their pieces back. I think Rashee Rice is back this week. So they got Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, Kelsey playing okay. You know, Juju's playing pretty good, actually. Hollywood Brown had a huge game in this game. I think he had 2 touchdowns. Of course, as soon as I drop him from all my fantasy teams. They looked legit. They looked good. They still need a running back. Their 2 running backs are kind of iffy, but they looked really, really good. Detroit had that. I mean, I was super bummed because Detroit had that awesome touchdown the first drive. It seemed like everything was going well. Calls it back for the motion, and that's able to kind of change the momentum of the whole game. I feel like it maybe could have gone a different way if they scored a touchdown there, but it is what it is. It's the Chiefs. Probably shouldn't pick against them at home at only minus 1.5. Then what in the world happened? Our Falcons, our 12-win Falcons, show up finally. I finally pick against them. I'm like, how in the world are they going to beat the Bills? How are they even going to keep it within 3.5? They beat the Bills. The Bills couldn't move the ball. They scored like a touchdown at the beginning. Then it took forever to get the second touchdown. And then after that, literally, it was punt. Like fourth quarter, 10 minutes left, punt. 8 minutes left, punt. 6 minutes left, punt. They're just punting. 3 and outs. It was crazy. The Atlanta defense was absolutely locking up Josh Allen. It was impressive. I was getting I don't know if you guys had this feeling. I was getting a little old school Josh Allen vibes, which is not good. It was more like Josh Allen, I'm going to throw it into traffic and just hope something works out. Turnover Josh Allen. In the second half of that game, he was getting frustrated. He was making really poor decisions, in my opinion. And a lot of people have been like, oh, Josh Allen, the GOAT. You know, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Watching that game, I'm like, you know, I don't know about that. You know, he's great. He can run the ball. He's huge. He's got a great arm. But he sometimes has lapses in judgment, and you really saw it in this Falcons game. Now, it's not like he had a ton of turnovers. I think he did throw a pick at the end, but it definitely felt like the last couple years where Josh Allen was like, if he just wouldn't throw it in traffic, he'd be so much better. He started doing that again. So, yeah, he's definitely not my number one quarterback. I mean, I don't know how you can take Mahomes off there. I mean, first of all, Mahomes looks awesome this year. He's playing awesome. They're 3-3, I know, but they've had a really tough schedule. He looks really good. He's running the ball. He's throwing the ball. And you just can't put Josh Allen over. And in that game definitely showed it. And then the final game. So I was 7-5 and I lost 3 in a row to go under 500. What a bummer. And then another game that was, I felt like our picks were on point this week for the most part. I mean, a couple like the Bills were not good, but Washington was, I mean, they were down at the beginning, but it felt like, okay, it was a little fluky that they were down. They took the lead back. I'm like, okay, they're definitely covering this. They're looking awesome. And then they let them get it back to 2. And I'm like, oh, they're only going to win by 2. This sucks. And then Jaden Daniels in the rain just drops the ball, just completely drops the ball. And then all of a sudden the Bears are winning on a field goal. Like that felt awful. If you're a Washington fan, that had to have been terrible because they had control of that whole second half. They were dominating and all of a sudden the rain starts coming down and then they're fumbling and then they're making a kick in the rain. Cairo Santos, who's a kind of a questionable kicker. I mean, unreal. I can't believe they lost that game. So this was a real bummer because I felt like this was not a bad pick. This was, I mean, I don't know how to predict the Falcons. Them and the Jags, they're my 2 teams that I can never get right. Come on, Falcons, bring it back. So let's go do our picks for this week. That was a lot of chatter for this week. Let's start picking Bengals at home against Steelers. Joe Flacco, I mean, he looked okay. 5.5 on the road for the Steelers is a lot of points. The Steelers usually are putting up mid-20s. So, like, they scored 23 again. Then the Bengals only have to score 18 plus. They scored 18 this week, so they would cover. This is a tough one because I don't like the Bengals team, but Jamar Chase has been getting it going a little bit. I think Joe Flacco is better than Browning or whatever his name is. The Steelers are probably feeling a little bit good about themselves, probably potential for a letdown here. It's like the Bengals, they're awful. They've lost 4 in a row. It is a division game, so maybe. I don't like 6 points. That's too many points for the Steelers who don't score a lot of points. So I'm going to go with the Bengals here. I hate picking the Bengals, but I feel a little better about picking Flacco than picking Browning. Let's go Jags and Rams. Oh, God. Is Puka playing this week? I don't even know that he's playing. I hate Jacksonville. I know as soon as I pick the Rams, it's going to be Jacksonville because the Rams haven't looked that good recently. They scored 17 this week. No Puka. It's kind of, that's who they're going to throw it to. This is, I mean, Devontae Adams, obviously, but you double him. It's like, then it's kind of awkward. Kyron Williams hasn't been quite as good as he has been. I mean, he fumbled that game away recently where they ended up going to overtime. Did they win? Did they tie that game or something? What happened in that game? They went to overtime. I think they lost. That game. Oh, I can't pick Jacksonville, right? This is stressing me out. I'm going to pick the Rams because I hate Jacksonville and I hate being on them because they always let me down. But I honestly won't be surprised if Jacksonville wins this game. Saints and Bears at the Bears. 5.5 for Caleb Williams. Oh, man. The Bears just can't. When they take care of business by 1 point, and it's because they fumble at the 50-yard line. But the Saints are not good. Rattler, he's not like the worst quarterback I've ever seen. But 5.5 is a lot of points. It is on the road. So maybe this is going to be the game where Caleb Williams is throwing bombs, 80-yard touchdown passes like he did earlier in the season against the Cowboys. But the Saints defense really isn't, it's not as bad as the Cowboys defense. So I could see this being a closer game. But on the road, New Orleans Saints, I don't know if I can get there, but I don't think the Bears are good. 3-2 feels very deceptive. They feel more like a 2-4 team, 2-3 team to me. I mean, I know it's only one difference, but being under 500 versus being over 500, it feels like a big jump right there. Oh, who are we going to go with? The Bears minus 5.5. You know what? I could see either team winning this game. That's the problem. I don't know if the Saints can win, but I could see either team this being a close game. I'm not going to pick the Bears minus 5.5. I'm just not going to do it. Cleveland is favored against the Dolphins. Wow. The Cleveland Browns are favored with, what's his name? I already forgot his name. I said it earlier. Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. I don't think the Dolphins are that bad at plus 2.5. The question is, will they be able to stop Judkins? Judkins kind of got bottled up this week, but if they're able to run Judkins and like give themselves a chance for Dylan Gabriel to actually like step back and throw the ball, then maybe that could be a chance for them. And then their good defense against Miami's offense. They like to throw those quick passes, but they have a pretty good defense. They might be able to figure that out. I can't, in good faith, pick the Browns. I'm going to pick the Dolphins. I already talked about how I think they're better than 1-5. Versus the Browns are not better than 1-5. They are 1-5. That's how good they are. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Patriots are minus 7.5 going to Tennessee. Now, this is a new coach. When you get a new coach, you get a little boost. You get a little excited. The Patriots are kind of on a big roll. They're kind of dominating everybody. They beat the Bills. They beat the Saints, even through all the weird stuff going on in that game. This feels like a Titans show up. The Titans, oh, what? The Titans are scoring. Cam Ward throws 2 touchdown passes, whatever, and they keep it close. Now, are they going to win this game? No chance. I just don't feel like they're going to roll over. You get rid of a coach that I'm sure a lot of people were not that happy with in the locker room, and you get a little bit of a boost of energy. This is an NFL team. These are professional players. It's not a great team. It's one of the worst teams in the league, but these are professional football players, and they're going to probably show up for this game. I'm going to go Titans. I mean, this is criminal to pick the Tennessee Titans. I think they're the worst team in the NFL. But when you fire your coach, that next game always seems to have a little bump. 7.5 is a ton of points. I mean, the Patriots could win by a touchdown and still the Titans cover. So I'm going to go with the Titans there. Now the Chiefs. Wow, 12.5 against the Raiders. 12.5. Whoa, it is in Kansas City. But recently, I mean, has anyone covered a massive spread like this? I think the Ravens covered their one win against the Browns. I think they covered a huge spread like this. The Chiefs, they are 3-3, so they are going to need to win this. But Geno would love nothing more than a backdoor cover. He's down by 17, score a touchdown at the end. I mean, that would be the most Geno move of all time. 12.5. That is a lot of points. I don't think the Raiders are very good. They put up 20 this week. They put up 20 against the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs defense is pretty decent. So I don't know if they might only put up 10 or 13. And then the Chiefs only have scored 27. So I could definitely see that happening. I'm going to go Raiders just because I don't like picking 13-point wins in the NFL. These are professional football players, as I've said. These are all good players. Like, they might be on a bad team, but these are good players. I mean, the blowouts just don't happen that often. So let's go with that. Eagles are minus 1.5 at the Vikings. The Eagles are down to only 1.5-point favorites. They're coming off 2 losses in a row. I know I've been juked by them 2 weeks in a row, but the Vikings are really not that impressive. What's his name coming back anytime soon? Their quarterback? Carson Wentz has been playing for me in Dynasty, and he's actually been pretty good. The other dude, McCarthy, I don't even care who's playing quarterback. I'm definitely taking the Eagles here, along with everyone else, which worries me. But it's a 2-point win. I know it's in Minnesota. Come on, Eagles. If they lose this one, there's going to be some serious dysfunction. I mean, A.J. Brown's going to be losing it. There's going to be the Philadelphia Eagle fans will probably try to fire their coach, even though this won the Super Bowl. But yeah, they should win that one. Panthers, Jets. I cannot believe. I think originally the Jets were favored. There's no way you could pick the Jets. These are the 3-3 Panthers. I know they're not at home. The Jets are terrible. They're terrible. I mean, they almost beat the Broncos somehow with like 12 yards of offense. They're awful. Bryce Young, baby. Dynasty investment. Problem is everyone's picking them. This will be the game the Jets win. They'll come out. Justin Fields will have like 500 yards rushing somehow. He'll just run all over the place. But I can't. I mean, what I've been seeing for the Panthers? They've been killing it. Let's go. 1.5. Giants, Broncos. Broncos are 7.5-point favorites after beating the Jets by 2 points. This is in Denver. So, of course, the whole mile high thing or all that stuff. Going to be hard for Scatabo to breathe after he headbutts his teammates 25 times. But, I mean, the fun pick Giants, 7.5. I mean, right? Denver could come out and roll them, but Giants have just been so much fun recently. Scored 34 points against the Eagles. 7.5 points feels like a gift. Now they're going to lose by 50, but I'm going with the Giants there. Colts and Chargers. Colts on the road in LA against the Chargers. Now the Chargers just won. It was not a pretty game. The Colts also just won. It was not a pretty game. This is a really tough pick. This is a really tough pick because the Chargers are down so many linemen. It feels like the Colts defense is very vulnerable the last few weeks. But the Colts versus the Chargers, they should be able to score as well. In LA, last time the Colts were in LA, they choked away the Rams game. Are they going to do that again? Are they going to have a repeat where they choke away a game that they could have won? The Colts have been really, really fun. The Chargers just barely beat the Dolphins. That was on the road. This is a really tough game. I feel like 1.5 is definitely the right number here because I feel like it could go either way. It could be Colts. It could be Chargers. Chargers are on their third running back. That Vidal guy kind of had a really good game, or Vidal, or however you say it. Very strong game from him. I have him in a couple fantasy leagues, so I'm excited to actually play him this week. I think this could definitely be in like a 30-27 kind of game, 28-24, something like that. Back and forth touchdowns, field goals, moving the ball. But who's going to win it is the question. Who is going to win this? Daniel Jones in LA Los Angeles Chargers. I feel a little bit better. I think I feel a little bit better about the Colts right now. They are 5-1. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if either team wins this one. That's the hardest pick of the week so far. Washington at the Dallas Cowboys. This one, if you were a Jaden Daniels fantasy owner, you are licking your chops. I was looking to trade in Jaden Daniels this week, and then I'm like, wait a second. They play the Cowboys this week. I got to let him drop 40 before I trade him. If he does not score 40 points, water drink in the middle of this video. If Jaden Daniels does not score like at least 30 fantasy points this week, I'm going to be so upset because the Cowboys defense is just letting people score left and right. But the same thing with the Cowboys on offense. They're going to be scoring left and right as well. I'm going to go Commanders here because I don't think the Cowboys have any sort of defense, but I think it is going to be a shootout. It's going to be a lot of fun. Packers and Cardinals, -6.5. The Packers have not been impressive in Arizona. I don't like Arizona, though. Is Kyler Murray playing this week? I think he's questionable. If he's playing, I mean, come on. I hate the Cardinals. I don't want to pick them. Green Bay -6.5. I mean, if you're ever going to win by 6.5, it's going to be against the Cardinals. Oh, I hate this so much. They kind of showed up last week, and they've kind of been just cruising. So I'm just going to go Cardinals and move on. I'm not happy about that. Falcons in San Francisco. San Francisco's banged up. The Falcons, I can't get them right. They looked pretty good this week. They scored a lot of their points at the beginning and then kind of held them off at the end. I mean, did it end? What did it end at? They scored 21. It was 21-7 in the first. Did they score in the second half? Because then they had a field goal and they tried to go for it. I don't know why they didn't kick a field goal to go up 24-7 in the first half with like 2 minutes left. For some reason, they went for it, didn't get it. And that almost cost them. I think they maybe ended up getting a field goal at the end. So 24-14 or something like that. I don't like the Falcons away from home as much as I like the Falcons at home. So 49ers at home, I'm going to take them. It's only 1.5. The Falcons are good, but when they're playing away, it can get a lot more dicey. This is a Sunday night game. Let's go San Francisco, Mac Jones or Purdy. I don't know who's playing, but either one. 1.5. Lions and Bucks. Lions are -5.5. I've already said it. I'm just picking Baker at this point. Detroit's going to have to kill them for them not to be able to backdoor cover. You know, they have to be up at least, even 13, they could go for 2. So 14 points for this to be completely safe at the end because the Bucks are going to run back. I know everybody's hurt for the Tampa Bay Bucks and they're in Detroit, and I think Detroit's probably a better team. But the Bucks just find ways to win. So, 5.5 feels like too many points for me. I'm going to stick with my boy Baker Mayfield. And the last game is Seahawks. Are there 2 more Monday night games this week? Yes. I love this double Monday night thing. What do you got? That's at 9 p.m. 6 and 9 p.m. I have to stay up late this week. What do you guys think about double Monday night? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys a double Monday night fan? I actually really like it. I've been enjoying having 2 Monday night games on Monday because there's enough games Sunday, right? It's not like you don't have enough games on Sunday. So it's good to have 2 good, and this is 2 good ones on Monday. This is really good. Seahawks and Texans -3.5 in Seattle. Yeah, Seattle I think is actually legit. I don't hate the Texans, but 3.5 is not that many points being at home and being an actual jugger. I think they're really good. I think the Seattle is really good. Darnold's been impressive this year. He hasn't been, I thought he might regress to Jets Darnold or something like that. No, he's looked pretty solid. So I'm going to go with Seattle here. I kind of need the Texans to win because I have them winning the division and they're kind of falling behind because the Colts are 5-1. But that'll do it. Let's just put how many points are going to be in this game. I don't know. I'm just picking a random number. Okay, let's check out the group, guys. If you have not joined the group yet, go check it out. Go join the Ruxin Sports Pick'em group. Let's see which of you guys did the best. I was feeling good. I did terrible. I had 70. I had 7 and 5 that fell apart. Timmy Wicks, congrats on a 100-point week, man. Bringing it back. You're almost 500. 90 points for all you guys, ESPN fans. Just random names, it looks like. Cammy G, Rothgar, bunch you got 80. We had a bunch of us get 70. Who did the worst? Atlanta fan. No, 40 points. Did you not pick your Atlanta Falcons? That's a brutal week, man. That is a brutal week. Banana Hair also had 40 points. Meast. It was kind of a rough week, man. Some weird results this week for sure. If you guys have not gotten on the Ruxin Sports Pick'em, it's public, so you can just click the link. I'm going to have it in the description or in the comments, and you guys can join by clicking that. Make your picks. It doesn't matter if you haven't made, you won't have a full win-loss because we started in week 2 anyway, so we didn't even have a week 1. But I'm just looking at week by week. So I'll see your week picks, even if you've only had like 1 week. Like ESPN right here is only 9-7. So we only had 1 week. So go check that out. Join the group. Make sure you subscribe if you guys are enjoying this stream / video / channel, whatever you want to call this. It's not a stream. Subscribe, because we're going to keep doing this for the entire NFL season. I'm going to maybe do that mid-season check-in on our picks and see how we're doing. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.